in the beginning days, I was like stressed out of my mind because I'm like, when it's your whole job too.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, I just need this to be perfect. 5, 6, 7 hours, like just grinding. Mm-hmm. And then I come home, I'd edit the entire video, and then I'd go drive for Lyft. So like that would pay for my rent, to pay the cameraman, food, yada yada.
Okay, buddy.
Nervous.
Are you?
No.
I was gonna say, dude, as if we've never done a collab before. This is the first time officially.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels really good. So this is going on Denmo.
Denmo. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dude, I was like, we gotta talk about something. So just since I've been so embraced in these last 2 weeks of pranking, it's like I'm back in like that kind of, what do you call it, grind mode, I guess, which is your life, right?
Dude, yeah.
Has been for like, what, 4 years?
About that, yeah. When you and I met, that was, I think, over 3 years now.
Yeah.
Was it not?
That was 2018.
2018, dude.
West Virginia.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That was a great time.
I know, that was fun, dude. Those kids were...
Yeah.
You remember at Frat Row, or Skid Row, whatever it's called?
Skid Row's in LA for the Frat Row.
Yeah.
And we went to those parties. It was the Jake Paul, or the Logan Paul fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we went there, we went to like this random party, and there was this guy that was just a complete degenerate. And he's telling us about the pledges.
Yeah.
So it was the end of August, and I remember like we were sitting on a couch that was overlooking like this huge hill, and there's just junk all at the bottom of the hill. And I was asking like, yo, so like, what do you guys do with like the frat? He's like, oh yeah, man, like, so we kick out like 4 or 5 guys or whatever, and then he's like, we just push them down the hill. But what's crazy, dude? So he says they line everybody up, and everybody knows except the guy getting kicked out.
Right.
And then they literally push him down that hill, and he was laughing about it.
It's pretty messed up.
Dude.
Yeah.
You were in a frat, right? Mm-hmm. What was that like?
So I think there's this phrase, right? And it's like the most fun you never want to have again. And I think that's like the most genuinely true phrase ever, because like you just do a bunch of shit, like especially as you get older, you have less tolerance for like, you know, the degeneracy and just like the, you know, I don't know. I feel like for me, as I'm getting older, the less I want to get like, oh, super f***ed up and, you know, like all that. So, but in the moment, you're like, damn, this sucks. But when you look back on it, you're like, wow, I actually had a great time.
Oh, it's a crazy story. Bro.
Yeah.
Do you think about that? Like 30 years from now, like your kids or whatever, they're just going to pull up your YouTube videos. And be like, dude, my dad was crazy.
Yeah. Or he'll be like, damn, this is so embarrassing. My dad, I think about that all the time. I think that part of what we do is so cool. Like our kids will always have access to like a huge catalog of video content.
It's going to be tough though, like, I mean, you kept it pretty squeaky clean for a lot of your content, but like some of my stuff, bro.
Yeah. That's, see, like your kids are going to be like, dude, my dad was sick, and mine's going to be like, damn, my dad was kind of lame.
Yeah, but my kids, they're going to be like 16, 17, and they're going to be like, you know, drinking and smoking. They're like, well, dad, like there's this video of you doing mushrooms.
Exactly.
Climbing a cliff. Like,
yeah, you're screwed that way because they're going to be like, well, you did it.
Yeah.
Like, what's my excuse? But, yeah, for mine, I don't know, I guess it's pretty clean, yeah.
Dude, yeah, yours are pretty clean. I remember you told me something when we first met. This was like 2018, and I think it was because Doss told you that if you start to put like swear words or like inappropriate stuff on your channel, it'll permanently affect like your CPM or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just started doing swear words like what, last year or so?
About that, yeah. And it's still like, I'm not like, you know, F this, F this, F this. It's the occasional like
strategic yeah.
Strategic. Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes it's just necessary for like emotional, you know, like just that impact of like, this is the moment right here. I need that word.
Oh, it's funny too.
It is funny.
It's so much harder to do embarrassing phone calls, but like clean.
I know.
I find.
I found a rubber ducky in your bathtub last night. Like people aren't gonna be like,
dude. Instantly, I go to like, Dad, why do you keep banging my ass? Just like gay stuff.
Exactly.
Swear words.
Because it's just funny. I mean, like. Our society has just become so soft in like as time goes on we're just becoming softer and softer and softer. I wish we could go back to like the South Park days, you know, when their humor, they just make fun of everybody. I mean, same with Family Guy too.
Yeah, Arizona I feel like is way more free than Canada though.
I'm sure.
You guys have
never
like
been,
a special place here.
Yeah.
That thing we're going to later. So the guy that's speaking has like gone on record and said like certain races are smarter than others, multiculturalism is bad, questionable things. And everybody tried to get him canceled from speaking, but ASU's like, we are never going to censor free speech, regardless of what he says.
That's good. Hey, good for them.
And I was like, whoa, that's actually like, that's...
Oh, so this dude's speaking at ASU.
Yeah.
Got it. I thought this was just like a convention or some sort of meetup. Okay.
No, so the reason we found out is because we saw these posters all over saying we need to cancel this. So all these anarchist people are going to meet up there dressed up like ninjas and like prevent him from speaking. And it could get nasty.
This is going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting. Do you know how they're planning on doing that? Probably just being super loud, right?
Dude, I don't know. I remember going to a controversial event in Ontario once. It was like an abortion debate. No wonder my channel got nuked so hard.
Right.
But this lady was speaking, and they couldn't prevent the speech from happening, so they just pulled the fire alarm.
Interesting.
Yeah, so fire alarm goes off, they had to evacuate the whole school. So, like, once everybody got out there, fire department came, they couldn't restart it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know where they're doing it tonight?
It's at Neeb Hall, I think.
Okay, so it's inside.
Yeah, no, it's in like a stadium.
Oh.
So they could pull the fire alarm.
Because I know at ASU a lot of times, like, that baseball field, like, right when you're walking past the freshman area, a lot of times they do things there. So I was thinking, like, only thing they could do is just be super loud, I guess. But
Yeah, get the kazoos, like the
yeah.
They did that to
or like the
pots and pans.
yeah. Oh yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Dude, I know. So ASU, you actually went there.
Yeah.
So what was that like? You were in Florida before?
I was in Florida. I grew up in Florida. Spent the first 18 years of my life there. It was the best thing ever. I think growing up in South Florida was an amazing thing. Like it's such a... The people were great. The experience was just amazing. Being close to the beach is cool. I'm not the biggest beach guy, believe it or not. But yeah, 18 years there, and then I went to ASU. Only spent 3.5 years at ASU. Graduated early.
Ooh.
My dad's a professor. So
At ASU?
Not at ASU, back home in Florida.
Right.
And so every year he would pretty much make me take classes in the summer just to like accelerate the process.
True.
And so yeah, I did it in 3.5 years. Looking back, wish I would have stayed that extra half a year, but you live and you learn. Got out into the workforce early. And moved to San
Yelp,
Francisco.
right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I remember when we met, you were like, yeah, I was doing sales, and then I quit. I hit 10,000 subs. I'm like, this is it.
Yeah. Which is way too early, man. Way too early.
Like, I saved up a bit of money, like 20K or something.
70, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so you graduated from, actually, one note that's funny. You said, cause my mom's a teacher too, but I didn't do summer school, bro. It didn't work on me.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
But she was lower school? Middle school?
Yeah. So she taught middle school.
Okay.
She was going to be a principal, but she wanted to, like, we were young, so
Yeah.
she wanted to spend more time with us.
For sure.
But, yeah, then she actually ended up doing what Meg's doing now.
Occupational therapy?
Autistic kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so much respect for people who do that. It's like
It's like so much patience, bro.
so much patience and so much passion too. Like those people make the world go around because like it's already difficult enough, in my opinion, to work with children. But then when you take children who have maybe some sort of developmental issue or like learning, I don't even want to say issue, but what would the best word for that be? Hindrance? I don't know. I
Condition?
think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Much love for that.
Dude, she'd come home and like kids would bite her and pull her hair.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't help themselves.
Yeah, of course. I think a lot of the times it's a sensory thing. They just need to feel, the texture of skin or something.
There's a book actually. It's called Touched by Fire, and it documents like a lot of the most famous artists and how a lot of them are like high functioning autists, right? So this is like obviously a level above what we're talking about. But like a lot of the greatest creators, the downside of having like all that creative energy is like extreme depression. Or, like,
I'm sure.
Levels of like, they can't communicate with people. They're like recluses, right?
Yeah.
Like Van Gogh cut his ear off to paint, all these
Right.
weird stories like that.
It's crazy. Do you, I wonder this because, I do for sure. Do you find that there's a sense of depression that comes with what we do?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is it's funny because we make comedy type videos, right? Like, but I think that's also like a huge thing that like the funniest people are the most depressed.
Dude, yeah, so true.
There's a lot of like,
you know, actually, I recently saw it in person, and it made it like it clicked for me. But it was a different context. I was at this music festival in Ontario, and we got media passes, so we were in the artist lounge.
Nice.
And it's like all these country artists, but we don't listen to country, me and my buddies. So we just went in there, and we had no idea who was there. It was like Florida Georgia Line and all these very big, big acts.
Even I know.
Right, but we had no idea. So anyways, we're back there, and these guys are sitting by themselves. Well, not them specifically, but like a lot of these artists, they'd be sitting by themselves, just miserable, just depressed. And anyways, a couple minutes later, we would just go walk into the crowd, like, oh, let's watch this. And like, the guy comes on the stage, we're like, yo, that's the guy from backstage. He comes on, he's like,
super
what the fuck is up, everybody?
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Yeah, man, just smiling the whole time.
I many years ago, long story that's unnecessary, but to give you a little bit of context, like there was a band that I really liked, and I had said to my roommate, like, oh, I think I'm going to go see this band tonight if you want to come. And he was like, oh, I know them. And I was like, all right, bro, yeah, sure, you know them. Next thing you know, he has us like backstage, right? So I was like, damn, okay, maybe you really did know them, cool. But the dudes are sitting there and they're just doing a bunch of coke, and they're like, bro, I'm so happy this is the last night of tour. Like, I'm so sick of this shit. Like, I just want to go home. Like, shit sucks. Yeah. And then they go out. They're like, Arizona, what's going on? So happy to see you. I'm like,
dude,
what?
Yeah, that's what they do, man. Yeah. This guy did like his teeth the whole like while he's singing, he's just smiling the whole time, and he's like dancing. And, bro, it's like an act.
Man. Yeah. Well, it's 100% an act. I mean, it's just like you got to put on this facade that you're just having the best time ever, because that makes other people feel like, damn, I'm so jealous of your life.
Dude, for pranks though,
we do that too. Yeah,
it's the same thing, man. Like, because I tried to explain this to somebody too, because in order to like prank people, you have to be in a good mood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you can't be funny if you're in a bad mood. I mean, there's some comedians, I guess, that would argue like they're funnier when they hate their life,
right?
Self-deprecation.
Yeah.
But they're recluses. You know, I mean, like socially, when you have to go up and talk to people, you have to like be in a good mood. So if something throws you off, it like affects your performance, because it's almost like you're acting, but you're not, because when you're acting, everybody knows you're acting, so like the pressure's off, I feel. But when you're pranking, it's like, oh, that cringe if you get it wrong.
It's all candid and
bro.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, thankfully, but there are times, you know, obviously where we'll piss people off, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
And when they get mad and they come after us, like I don't like to blame them, because, you know, I'm putting them in that situation in the first place, right? Like, yeah, sure, like you could, you know, suck it up a little bit and realize it's a joke and just chill out, but like, whatever, I put you in that situation. But it definitely throws off the rest of the filming, for sure. Because you're in your head, you're like, well, I don't want to deal with that again.
Like when somebody freaks.
Yeah.
You ever had a freak out?
Pretty drastic, yeah. Nothing like crazy. Like,
what happened?
So I had a dude that I was staring at on the escalator, and the guy was clearly just like roided out of his mind and just wanted to kill me. It had, you know, the classic couple of scenes.
Oh, is it in front of his chick?
No, he was completely alone.
Oh, wow.
You know when you're doing pickup video and you get the classic, like, do you find this funny? Like, is this funny to you?
What, you're filming me right now?
Yeah, exactly. And so you're like, yeah, kind of funny, but I see you're not finding it too funny. So
and you gotta calm down, like, no, it's okay, it's just for a video. Like, you were hilarious. And like, what do you mean I was hilarious?
Yeah, and they don't get it, and then it just gets progressively worse. And
you're filming people without asking?
Yeah.
Like, do you even go here?
And it's always like the friends of those people, you know what I mean, who come up and are like, you're filming her without her permission?
Oh my god.
Yeah, then it gets real saucy.
Dude, there's something to that. Like, I can almost, after doing this for so many years, I can tell, like, sometimes when I see people, I'm like, no, we're not going to.
For sure.
Like, whoa.
For sure.
Nose piercing?
Yeah, for sure.
Purple hair? Nope.
For sure. And it's it's an art, in a sense, you know, to be able to read people appropriately.
Oh, it's tough.
Because, I mean, it's also dependent on the type of video that you're doing.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah.
Certain videos I do, I'm like, oh, this is so easy.
Yeah, you can do it to anyone.
Yeah.
But then there are certain videos where you're like, okay, you really need somebody who you can tell is going to be able to take a joke and, you know, understand that it's, you know, all gravy.
Yeah, the pickup ones have started to get harder, I find, just because
I hate them, dude.
Dude, because there's nothing wrong with talking to a woman, but a lot of these chicks, and even like guys, they just like, they want to white knight the whole situation. Like, wait, you're approaching a stranger?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude,
You're filming right now?
Can I show you something on TikTok real quick?
Sure.
Okay. I feel like this, I'll send it to you so this can play into it.
Dude, sometimes I'll put clips up and they're like, oh my god, it's the creepiest thing ever. Like, you went and talked to a stranger.
Yeah,
it's always
so
people that never left their house.
For sure. And people are just so angry online.
Dude, one thing I've noticed too, most of the freakouts I've had are women 25 to 30. Because, like, the thing with, like, 18 to 25-year-olds, for the most part, they understand social media. They're like, oh, it's a video. Okay, I've seen videos like this. Yeah. It's funny. But the other ones, like, they're like, wow, this guy actually is interested in me. This is cool.
Yeah.
Wait a second, you're filming me?
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, most of the interactions I have with older women, I can't use. They're like, let me see the memory card. Like,
yeah, like flip a switch.
Yeah, bro.
This guy.
What? I thought he was going to say. Dude, what? Yeah. Dude, this is not, you know what, that went a different way than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be like, wow, I can't believe you're doing that, you're such a weirdo, but instead it's like, oh, you're just getting clips for YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just a freak.
No, hold on, let me show you, because he signs it off hella funny too. The voice crack.
Leave her alone.
Wow.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of incel, bro.
Yeah. You freak! Get the freak out of here, dude! Leave her alone! But I commented and I was like, awesome review. Thanks for watching.
Oh, dude, that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
it's like double tap. You're like, dude, this is awesome. And like the smiley face or the tears one.
Yeah. The crying, laughing.
Dude, the only problem is now, though, I found is like, because of all these pranks, well, actually, this might just be a Arizona thing, but all the church guys go there, all the other people go there, which is fine, but now you got like what I was telling you about, the incel live streamer, bro.
Yeah.
There's guys that go there and they're live streaming and they just walk up to people and like they harass them for donations. So now, like, let's say somebody gets pranked. It's like, oh, okay, I met Steven or Doss or whatever. But now somebody's coming up to talk to them. Instead of it being a church guy or a prankster, it's like a dude blasting racist words in a speakerphone.
Yeah.
And he's like, F you, Stacy, or whatever.
Dude, Arizona, I mean, particularly like this portion, like Tempe, ASU, etc., it's become such a breeding ground for like, if you want to do pranks, if you want to be a YouTube prankster, you have to like go to ASU and you have to go to Tempe. Like there, and I'm sure you saw it when you were like filming. There's 50 million other people walking around with cameras, like doing it.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that definitely contributes to people becoming a bit more like pissed off at the genre of pranking, because it just, and I get it, like they walk to class and every single day you're gonna get stopped like 8 times, like, yeah, what's up, girl, like what's your number?
Dude, there's guys now that do it, but like they're not doing it the right way.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So in a good way, the videos have inspired people to be more social.
Yeah.
But they have people that are just like, they don't have, I guess, the experience talking to people, so they just rush in. Like they, like lack of self-awareness of like what you can say and what you can't say.
For sure.
You know, like what's offensive versus like what's, you know, normal conversation.
For sure.
And that's coming from somebody that offends people all the time.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, I think to them too, like they think like, okay, well, when I am more abrasive, when I am more offensive, and I post it on TikTok, it does better. So I gotta just keep pushing it, keep pushing it, keep pushing it.
Dude, people love the, like, I did one littering next to people, and people freak
I've
out
seen that.
because it's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right? But then you go tell them, hey, it's a bit okay, and they're like, oh, okay. But the people on TikTok, they don't see that. They don't see,
they
like,
just see that.
They cut the first half, and
Yep. That was a funny video though.
dude, I know.
There's I'm seeing one scene right now where you're just like sitting down and you throw a piece of trash. You know what I'm talking about? It's almost like a hill.
And there's two dudes.
Two dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, they stand up and they go. Dude, in Canada, it's so disrespectful.
To litter.
I wouldn't. There's a lot of pranks I worry about doing here because it's like open carry.
Right. Yeah.
Like I've thought about that before, like a scare prank. You know, some old guy fast on the trigger.
Yeah. This is a Wild Wild West. I think you'd be all right, but I totally hear what
Dude,
you're
I don't. You should see some of the CVS parking lot
Oh, yeah.
creatures, bro. I broke up a fight last time I was here.
Really?
Yeah, there's a homeless guy in front of the CVS, and he had his bike. It was like half in the parking lot, half on the sidewalk, and he was like, he clearly didn't give a f***. He like was making a mess, and a black guy in the car starts coming around the corner, almost hits the guy. So the homeless guy, shouldn't have been there, but he starts like yelling and talking shit. So the guy in the car stops, puts it in park, hangs the door open. He's like, "I'll fucking shoot you, motherfucker! Fuck you!" Homeless guy starts walking towards him, and what the guy in the car didn't see is he reaches into his shoe and pulls out a shiv, like a little blade.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm in the car waiting for Jimbo to get his Schmoven test results. So I get out of the car, I walk over, and I stand in the middle, and I like break it up, and I was like, "Don't let him ruin your day," because the guy in the car was like threatening. He's like, "I'm gonna come back with my gun and shoot you." And I was like, "Jesus, man."
Arizona. Dude. Arizona. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, but it's got its trials and tribulations, for sure.
Bro, something funny you said too about all the YouTubers shooting in Arizona. We've been seeing them, but they always show up at like 3:30 or 4.
Dude, yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know. It's probably when they're out of class.
Dude.
They can't be doing this
No,
full
like
time yet.
a lot of the ones I talk to, they're like, no, I live in a house of other YouTubers. And I'm like, what do you do all day? Like, you got to get here at like 10, 11 a.m. And
Yeah.
I mean, you stay there like what, 3 hours usually?
Yeah, about that. I mean, obviously it depends on the video, but let's say probably 3 hours or so.
Okay, so the early days when you first started, you're just grinding, just
Yeah.
going hardest. So what was the origin story? So you met Dawson, he inspired you to shoot, and then you're like, yeah, Arizona, that's the move. So you're like, what, 24, 25, come out to Arizona. What did you do?
Yeah, so I moved back in with a couple buddies that I knew from college who were still looking for a roommate. I paid like, $300 a month to live in this place. And so basically what I would do is I would go film all day. And this was at a time where it would take much longer to film because you don't really know what you have. Like you're not quite experienced enough to be like, okay, I know I have a good video.
Oh, like I have enough clips.
Right. So I would just get like 25, 30 clips of the same video. So I was out there like 5, 6, 7 hours, like just grinding. And then I'd come home, I'd edit the entire video, and then I'd go drive for Lyft just to like Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Just to make sure I wasn't touching my savings. So like that would pay for my rent, to pay the cameraman, food, yada yada. And
So
then
you'd edit it the same day.
oh yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Because I would try to film as many days as possible during the week.
So like Monday to Friday.
Yep.
And you do one video a day?
One video a day. Yeah.
Damn,
So exhausting, but it was great. And my internet was so I would drive to McDonald's and sit in the parking lot and upload there. They were probably like, what? The kid's back again.
So did you just like write out a bunch of ideas, or did you like go for like videos that have already been done and you kind of like put a twist on them?
No, I'd say that more so than going for videos that were done. Like if you look at my early videos, they're either all completely original or just like an original spin on things that have been done. Yeah, for sure. I tried to do I didn't want to just like copy, the generic. So I was just doing anything I can. Nowadays, I try to do original. Like I don't know if you saw 2 weeks ago, I had that disappearing food video. Did you see that?
No.
So it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, but basically I'd go to restaurants, like an IHOP, for example, right? And I order a 5 stack of pancakes. So it comes, it's like this big, right? So they put it down and I'd be like, do you mind, could I have some extra butter? They'd be like, yeah, sure. And as soon as they turned around, I'd scoop the food into my backpack, which had a Tupperware. Yeah. So the food was gone in half a second. So I'd be like, excuse me? Yeah, could I get the check? And they were like,
oh,
what?
Did you put any like your face?
Yeah. Rubs it. Yeah, 100%. So they were like, dude, there's no way you just ate what?
Dude, what if you let a little in your mouth and then when they came out,
God, it was a huge entire thing.
Or like a white shirt, just like stains, just like rub it on. It would be hella funny. Okay, yeah, that hasn't been done before. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Damn, but everybody wants to see embarrassing phone calls though.
I know.
See, that's one of the toughest things. I think that's what makes it depressing sometimes, because you put all this effort into making like a banger. You edit it nice, original ideas, so unique, heart and soul. You had like friends help you out, and then it just bombs.
Yep.
And then you're used to getting a certain amount of views, so you're like, well, I am the value of my channel because the channel's like your name. So it's like, or well, maybe I just feel this, but like when the videos don't do what they do, it's like, well, do people not like me as much? You know? And then like you're like, oh, like discourages you from stepping out of the box. And then you're like, okay, I got to go back to pickup line or
For sure.
proven videos.
I always, if I go through a stream of like videos that are not performing well, I'll always just go back to a pickup video. It just like resets the channel.
Dude,
It's I hate it, but it is what it is,
How many more years do you think you're gonna do pickup line videos?
I hope to be done this year.
This year? Mm-hmm. Final pickup year.
Final pickup year. Yeah. School year. So 2023, like mid 2023 will be done.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
I don't know. I think I got 2 more years.
A pickup?
Yeah, I think 2 more years. I want to go. So here's the thing. I want to go and do like beaches and areas like that.
But you can't anymore, dude. They just
Really?
get demonetized.
Oh, at beaches?
Every single beach video I put out recently is demonetized.
Yeah, because I know you said one of them got demonetized, and I was like, "What? Steve's getting demonetized?
All
That's
of them.
weird."
All of them.
Is it because they're wearing bathing suits? Dude,
And I'm not going to sit there and blur every single girl, It's just like
all of them get demonetized?
All of them.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
movie trailer voice on the beach, demonetized. What was it? Corded phone on the beach, demonetized.
That's insane.
Yeah.
People don't realize this, but like campuses, I mean, there's all ages people there, but when you go there, you can legitimately shoot 1, 2, like if you're like on the ball, you can film multiple videos in one day. But anywhere else you go, like you'd be lucky to get a couple clips an hour. Bro. Like we were in downtown Tucson, and we were doing this video accusing. I was out telling guys that are my dad. I'm like, Dad, I haven't seen you in years. Anyways, we found some good clips with some homeless guys, and they got mad at us. But like, it took us a couple hours walking around just to get like 5 okay clips.
Yeah.
But on campus, you set up, you're done in an hour.
Easy. Yeah. Downtown Tucson or downtown Tempe?
Tucson, at U of A.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know there was a downtown Tucson.
Well, it was like wherever it is, right next to the campus.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so maybe it's not.
I don't know Tucson at all, so.
Yeah, there's like the
Was
park
it nice?
and there's a museum. It was okay. But another thing too, so when you're going down on the streets, the lighting is all off because you have these really thin pathways and then you have trees blocking, so it's like this weird kind of space where everybody's going through. But there's all these obstacles covering everybody. And then if you get an angle from across the street, if a car comes by, it blocks your entire clip. So you want to stick to like parks, beaches. But I didn't even know that was a thing, they demonetize beaches. Or campuses. Campuses are like built to be like perfect shooting areas.
They really are.
I should say filming areas. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
That's a little better. Yeah. But they really are, dude. I mean, like, it's just, it's designed to just, there's perfect hiding spots.
Oh.
There's hundreds of people walking around at any given time.
And they're on their phones too. So like they're not even thinking. Like I remember when I first started, I was like, dude, they're gonna see the camera right away. Nobody does because everybody's like used to people like selfieing. And
Yeah.
it's literally perfect for this kind of content.
People, I mean, I'm sure people ask you that all the time. They ask me all the time. They're like, how does your cameraman not get seen? Like, I promise you, I could put him out in the middle of the road, and you still wouldn't see him.
No.
Because nobody's like, oh, well, it's Thursday, so I'm probably going to get with today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just going through their day, and then someone just happens to talk to them, and that just happens to be.
So true, dude.
It's funny. It's kind of like the lotto.
I have noticed though more people know it's a prank than before.
Here,
Like,
for sure.
Each year.
Yeah. It's because of what I was saying. There's so many people doing it here.
But also I think like TikTok. Because before, like to get pranks, you had to go on YouTube. But
Yeah.
now, like they're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous.
Do you ever like? So we were talking about this before the pod. So as somebody that's not from around here, like I come here because I'm doing like okay. What's the most amount of pranks you filmed in 1 week?
When we travel, or like back in
Just
the
you.
2 years, yeah,
Yeah.
2 years ago when we would travel, I would do 2 a day, and we'd be on campus Monday through Friday, so 10.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing the same thing here, like 2 a day. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, if I get security called on me for doing a prank, and then security kicks me off campus, or they say like, hey, like you're not allowed to be here,
You're screwed.
I'm really screwed. Because I mean, there's other campuses, but like ASU, bro, it's just millions for everything. You have like 70,000 students. The campus is perfect. There's palm trees everywhere. But also for somebody coming here, like Arizona is very affordable, right? Like renting here, cars. If you go somewhere else, like East Coast or like California, I mean, it's pricing out. It would price out like a lot of early YouTubers. So I think that's why this place is the home for like 8 pranksters.
Yeah,
So have there been any pranks where you wanted to do them, but you're like, okay, I got to do this at a place I don't care about getting kicked out of?
For sure. Yeah. Nowadays, any library prank.
Oh yeah,
because I just cannot go to Arizona State's library.
Yeah.
They literally have photos of us.
Damn.
I walked in the other day and immediately somebody came up and was like,
nope,
go.
Damn.
It's like, why? Like, we know what you're doing.
Just getting a water.
Yeah, just getting out of the heat. But yeah, any library prank, and those are like, in my opinion, I think library pranks are the funny pranks.
Yeah, because it's quiet there.
So quiet.
It's quiet. It's unexpected. It's like such a vulnerable position for somebody to be in where they don't expect it. Like, dude, sometimes I'll do pranks. I mean, like embarrassing phone calls or whatever. I'll be next to somebody, but it's outside. There's enough noise that like they can kind of not listen, and I'll just be going off for 2 minutes,
And they're just
no reaction the whole time. I have no idea, but because I'm like behind them or whatever. But in the library, you know they hear, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's the worst when you're doing something like an awkward phone call, and you're like behind them and you're doing it, and then you walk away, and I look at Jace and I'm just like, and he's like,
so depressing, dude.
or I was like, that was so cringe to begin with.
And then you go up every time, even the clips you don't use, and like, hey, I was filming you.
Yeah.
This is okay. I don't need to react, but I was
Sorry about that. I actually paid that guy over there to film you, so sorry about that. Or the, I'm sure this happens to you sometimes too, but like, I'll do something and I think I got a reaction because they were like laughing, and then you go back and tell them like, hey, so I was just making a fun video, and they're like, oh, I didn't notice. But they were laughing at something independently, So they're just like, what did you do? And then you have to explain to them what you did.
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
I was pretending to be on the phone talking about monkey orgies.
Yeah, there's an art to it. You got to be like, oh man, you were so good. Like,
Yeah.
it was good. Because if you're like, yeah, I was filming you, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
then
sure.
they're gonna be like all angry.
Yeah, like with the pickup videos, they always say, hey, we're just making a fun video showing you can talk to pretty girls.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Okay.
Me?
Pretty? Sure.
Make me viral.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, that's weird. Like half the time, it'll be a girl. She's like, "Oh my god, it's amazing! Like, where's this gonna be?"
Yeah.
And then the other half, it's like, and like they just like they walk away. They're like, "I don't want to be recorded."
Yeah.
It's like this weird mix. But I think, I don't know. It's tough. I feel like people are more sensitive now, but there's also a lot more guys doing it the wrong way.
Right. Well, I think that's what's kind of hurting the
Yeah.
reputation of pranks.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that it was always like a clean reputation, but like now when there's just so many people doing like things that it just kind of like
Yeah.
doesn't help our case.
Dude, no. We were at U of A the other day, and we get the cops called on us. First hour.
Really?
We were doing embarrassing phone calls, but I'd walk by and do one, but they wouldn't react. But there's somebody like, like when you see somebody good, and then somebody better comes behind them, and you're like, oh, yeah, switch to that one. So I did that a couple times, and the first person didn't react, but I never bothered, like they'd have headphones in or something, so I never bothered to go tell them it was a prank. And then one of them went to the police or like called the security, and they're like, hey, some guy was recording me, and so anyways, we were in the middle of the campus, and the cops came up. So I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Why are you filming here?
Wow.
And they like took our names and everything, and then we explained to them, oh, like we're just doing a video. And they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, you just got to let people know if you're recording them. And I was explaining to them, like, yeah, like maybe they're in the background, or like we didn't go tell them. And they're like, yeah, you guys are good. You just have to let them know.
Well, that's good at least.
It was reassuring, right?
Yeah.
And the cops were beauties, awesome guys. But what happened was the week before, multiple complaints about a guy approaching women on the campus. Like some guy the week before was just going ham. And but here's the thing: he wasn't filming. He wasn't doing pranks.
No.
He was just spamming approaches on women.
Legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
But he got like 6 complaints or something.
Wow.
And he was a white male. So anyways,
Okay.
So we're there doing embarrassing phone calls, and they come to us. They're like, "Yeah, we got a complaint last week about some guy." But anyways, that So now I'm like, well, I don't want to do any pickups here.
Yeah, for sure. Because you don't want to be that guy.
Dude, I know. And I was like, well, if I get banned from here, then I only have ASU.
Yeah.
You know? So.
I don't blame you for being cautious about that. It's probably pretty smart.
I know.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, there are, like, I want to, next time I go to film, on like a film trip, I want to go somewhere where it's like, you know, if I get kicked out. Because I've been banned from like 6 campuses.
Yeah.
Canada,
yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Have you ever been banned from a campus?
No.
Nice.
No. Definitely been talked to about my fair share of campus PD, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
No, I think the last place was in Louisiana. Some university there, the campus PD just told us fuck off, and we did.
Just like leave.
Pretty much.
Damn, they actually like send you letters to your house in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing.
They've sent police to my house.
Yeah. I know Dawson's had that. Where were we? We were at a Mormon university somewhere.
Oh.
And he did, I think it was awkward phone calls.
Yeah.
And they emailed him saying, like, hey, if you put this video out, we'll do something about it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he did it anyway. And sometimes there just has to be a balance of, like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do whatever I want. And, like, okay, I'm going to treat this as a career and, you know, make money from it. There's different ways to see it, right? Like, it's either I feel like the route that I've taken is like, okay, I'm going to use this as a career to make money with, like, and hit that hard. And what you're doing is like, I'm going to use this as a career booster to get to where I want to go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and yours is such a seamless transition. Like, you want to go into like screenwriting and like directing and things like that. Like, that makes sense. For me, going into like real estate, it doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, no, that's so true.
I have to like take this bag that I get. And continue to.
What was your plan? Because when I first started YouTube, I thought, oh, I'd be doing pranks forever, bro.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I got a couple more years.
Yeah. I mean, same. When I first started, I was like, oh, I could do this forever. This is the best thing in the world. Like, I get to go outside and pick up women for a living, and yeah, it's life. And now I'm like, oh my God, gotta go film again. Very grateful for everything it's brought me, and I will continue to work my ass off and put the best content out possible for the remainder of however long that I can do it. I mean, I did start the channel with Megan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's a way more sustainable source of video content because we just hang out. Like, we hang out, we go do stuff, we film it, and people enjoy it.
Yeah.
I
A
don't need
couple
to go.
reaction videos
Yeah.
that will probably do good. So.
Dude, I posted asking my fiance juicy questions you're too afraid to ask. Okay, we have 43K subs. We got 250K on YouTube. 2 million on Facebook.
That's crazy.
Made $6,000 on Facebook for asking her questions.
Yeah. So what's the difference between YouTube and Facebook CPM? Like, let's say 10-minute video, 100,000 views on YouTube, clean Steven Schapiro channel, and then 100,000 views on Facebook. Just Facebook.
Yeah, I'd say 100,000 views on YouTube, $300-400.
Okay.
Facebook, 800.
That much, right? Double.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I finally started uploading on Facebook.
smart.
Yeah. Before, dude, the videos were, I mean, we didn't have monetization in Canada, so they just added that like a year and a half ago, or about a year ago. But, yeah, all my videos were so dirty. So I was uploading them, and then yellow sign. Even the ones that were clean, I was just yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yeah.
So I just mass censored all of them, and now I'm starting to upload them.
Let's get the greens.
Nice. They're all green now.
Good stuff, buddy. Yes.
Something weird actually happened recently. I'll show you after, but I had this video that was going viral. It was a short too. It was like a 1 50-second clip. And
On YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook. Can you monetize shorts on YouTube?
Don't think so. I don't really post them.
Yeah.
Should.
I don't like the way they look though.
I hate the way they look, but
I'm
I
weird
think
like
they're really beneficial though.
Yeah. So, but on Facebook though, I had this clip. It was like 300,000 views. It was only 50 seconds long. It made like $195. And then I checked back, and it was at 700,000 views, but it's only at 196. It just stopped.
The hell?
Yeah.
I'll show you. That's very weird. Well, number one, I had no idea that you could monetize shorts.
Dude, yeah, so it wasn't even
Holy
real.
shit, is your whole phone black and white?
Yeah.
Buddy, what's...
I'm colorblind. Yeah, so look at this. So those are all the views, right? See the consistent views going up. I filmed this knowing I'd be explaining it at the speed I am. And then I went to the revenue. So, like, the revenue, same thing, steady, increasing, and then look at this. It just goes one over. What happened?
Dude, that's, very bizarre.
Yeah. I was like, is this always going to happen? Because technically it should be double that. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is that a revenue?
No.
Super
I
crazy.
don't think so.
So I never really took Facebook that seriously. But now I'm starting to. And I'm starting to look at pranks more as, like, not what artistically feels good to me, but like you said, getting the money in order to kind of fund other things. So, no more, what's that one video? I think I showed you. Where we dressed up as Santa and went binge drinking in all these bars, and my buddy was puking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are fun, but, like, you lose money when you make videos.
For sure.
Yeah. But as far as, like, the business of YouTube and Facebook, like, what would you say percentage-wise your income came from? Just from your content. Get the percentage it out.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what is difficult to answer is because on Facebook you're repurposing, number one, right? And you have the ability to repurpose multiple times.
Yeah.
So, like, there's one video that you post on YouTube, let's say it makes it $1,000, right? That's it, you're done.
Yeah.
You made your grand. But you have that same video that you post on Facebook, you made $1,000 on March 1st, and then you put it back up on September 1st. Makes another $1,000. Okay?
Right.
January 1st, another $1,000. So it's like really difficult to kind of say. But overall, the benefits of Facebook are, far exceed YouTube. I still love YouTube, don't get me wrong.
Well, YouTube's for the fans.
Yeah, that's the bread and butter.
Facebook's for money, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Facebook, like YouTube, if you upload the same video twice,
You screwed.
destroyed. Like, they're mad.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually, like...
I've never even done it, but I just know you can't.
Well, you've done videos before where, like, you upload it and, like, it's, like, censored or, like,
Well, that, yeah.
then you
yes,
re-upload it and it's just killed because nobody comes back to watch it.
Yeah. I remember I did that I was in France, and I had a video, and we had just gotten there, and so I was super jet lagged. So I'm, like, looking at my computer and, like, trying to, like, push it. It's probably, like, 2 o'clock in the morning back home, and I accidentally pressed publish, and I freaked out, dude, because I'm like, wow.
Well, your heart dropped, eh?
Yeah. It was like I just put a video out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, what am I doing? So I deleted that one and put it back up, but luckily it didn't really affect it too much. I think nobody was up to see it in the first place, so.
I've had them go up before, but, like, the thumbnail glitched for some reason. So it's, like, an awful thumb. And then you update it, but it's not working.
It's stressful. You're sitting there just, like, panicking inside your mind.
Do you ever get anxiety when you film pranks?
Like, when I'm filming, not so much. Let's say after the fact.
So, like, before, maybe?
No, after, like, when I'm taking a look at the final product, right? Because, like...
Really?
Yeah, especially now, like, because I don't do any of my own editing, right?
Yeah.
So I have to kind of just sit there and wait to see a product. And I'm like, shit, well, what if this is terrible? Like, it's Friday, right? Like, I'm getting my video for Sunday all buttoned up. I've actually had quite a bit of anxiety today because I'm getting my video for Sunday all buttoned up. I have a brand deal that's included in it. It's a really long brand deal. Like, it ended up being way too fucking long for my liking. It's like 3 minutes long.
3-minute ad?
Yeah, but the reason is there's, like, the ad portion to it.
Into the video, kind of?
It is. It's the ad portion, and then there's, like, the give back portion, right? Like, there's the ad portion, and within that ad portion, I got a PS5, a MacBook, and an AirPods, and then I go give that away to strangers.
Oh, okay.
So, like, really, the give back portion, I'm not worried about. Like, it's, people will enjoy that, but just overall together, it's like, damn, that's long. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I thought it was going to be, like, just you talking about the product for 3 minutes.
No.
Bro.
That would be crazy.
Dude.
That would be nuts. Dude, just make a video called The Never Ending Brand Deal. Make it like a 30-minute video.
I was thinking about some stupid pranks that, like, only you and I would find funny, or, like, other pranksters. Like, going up to people and talking to them and be like, wait, are you pranking me right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Is
that your camera guy?
Yeah, the shit that happens to us, like, that we're like, this is so ridiculous, but if we did it to normal people.
Yeah.
Or not normal people, but, people who don't do pranks.
Or, like, pointing at the camera, like, yo, is that guy filming us?
Yeah.
Well, yo, that guy's a creep, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go beat him up or something.
100%. Something that's actually really fun to do is going up to people who you didn't prank and saying, like, oh, sorry about that, dude, that was just a prank. Is it cool we use that for the video?
Oh, I love
Because they're like,
stupid stuff like that.
what do you mean?
Huh?
You just gotta tell them, like, dude, your reaction was awesome.
But the SEO for that is tricky.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, like title, etc.
Well, even this name 5 bands video, I'm like, okay, confronting people wearing band shirts. I'm like, is that a good idea? Because I like bands and hate people wearing
Just
shirts they don't know.
confronting fake fanboys.
Fake music
Fanboys.
fans, maybe?
Or fake music fans. People, fake, I feel like is a good trigger word. Confronting is a good trigger word. And then you should have a pretty good thumbnail, like with somebody wearing a music tee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I love? When you got somebody wearing like just bright red. It's like, thank you. Yellow, red, plus size people in bright colors too. It's like something. You know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Brad, who does all the editing for my channel with Megan, sorry, excuse me, has been changing the color of my shirt for every thumbnail to be red.
God, that's killer. Dude,
It looks seamless.
does anybody in the comments like notice and get mad? Or
No, not
it's
at all.
okay, right? Damn, you got a lot of notifications, buddy.
Yeah, dude, my phone is nonstop all the time.
You got 2 phones still?
No, I wish. Yeah, like my shirt was black for this,
That's hilarious.
or it was gray. It wasn't even black.
Dude.
That's one thing we're working on is upping our thumbnail game.
Yeah, your thumbnails are crazy.
Yeah. Like even with our faces and shit. Like Megan doesn't look like that.
No.
My shirt was black. This is pre-Brad. This was a Brad one, but like
Yeah,
this
that's great.
pre-Brad, and then boom. Like you can just tell how much these pop.
Yeah, dude, you have a fake spray tan in every clip.
Yeah, dude. 100%. Like even same thing here. Her shirt was green.
Dude, have you ever... Okay, I use GIMP for thumbnails, and there's this option called Warp, and you can like change sizes of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I've like made asses and shit before for thumbnails.
Yeah, part of the game, man. Part of the game. Because like people, take a look at it and they're like, "Oh, you f***ing weirdo doing shit like that." But at the same time, it's like, look, our job is to make you think that this is super appealing that you have to click on it. So why wouldn't we do everything that we need to do to make that happen?
Yeah, it's true.
Like I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Like
Sometimes I'll go so hard on a thumbnail though, by the end of it, like we both look completely fake. Because yeah, like you're switching the shirt, or like, dude, sometimes when the lighting is like half your face, like, or you're in the sunlight but they're not,
Yeah.
and then you have to put like a fake head in.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're experimenting, like for Sunday's video, we're gonna experiment.
Oh, like completely staged.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
my-
it's actually not. Again, Brad.
No, I mean like, it's probably 2 different.
Like,
Wait, oh, like that's
this is real. Yeah, this is real.
that's crazy. I love the background though.
That's what's fake.
This is like if a corporation's like, we're gonna start a prank channel.
For sure. For sure. But like, tell me that's not super catching.
Dude,
Like,
that's crazy.
yeah. Like, Brad's fantastic, dude. Honestly,
Yeah, dude, making thumbnail, I get it. I love making thumbnails because it's art, and then you put on like a podcast or something, so that way, because you can do your work while having audio, it's perfect.
yeah. I don't do it, but Brad does, and he does a phenomenal job. And the nice thing is, like, so we'll have that, right? But then he also makes a backup that's like a standard prank thumbnail. So like, if we see, because he's super into analytics, so I've given him all access to my channels to see all the back end. And he literally studies it. Like the kid's a whiz. Like what he sent me yesterday.
Like a little report.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, what did he do? Because I know Jace is in like film school or something. Right?
Yeah. Brad is all just.
Well, he has his own channel, so he gets it.
He does.
Yeah.
And his channel's amazing too. Where did he send this to me? It was like. Oh, right here. So he basically wanted to see like what are the difference in retention and views between videos that I put vlogs and videos that I don't.
What the
So he literally
hell,
just
bro?
went ham and just like put in all these data
XL?
points. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah. And so it's actually really weird to look at. So like the basis for views with the vlogs are higher. But the overall, like more videos get more views without the vlog. But if I'm just going for like standard consistency, vlog is the way to go.
Wow.
I think I know why.
So the most viral ones.
Don't have vlogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why do you think that is? What is your conclusion?
So one of the reasons why the basis for the vlog videos are higher is because I put my vlogs at the beginning of the video. right? So what does that do? If you don't want to watch the vlog, so I have a hype up clip, and then it says prank starts at whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't want to watch the vlog, what are you doing? You're skipping to that whatever timestamp, right? So what you're then doing for retention is this, but you think, okay, I've already skipped a fat portion of the video. Yeah. There's not much left. I'm just going to watch it.
Right.
So people are watching.
But since they're only watching half of the video, it doesn't.
But think about it. If you don't have the vlog, people are watching from the beginning. As soon as they get bored, they're going to click off, and that's typically like in the 3-4 minute range. When my videos are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. Right. That's just my theory. I don't know. Yeah. So the way to combat that, in theory, would be to just shorten the vlogs a bit.
Right.
Do more prank, less vlog. Then hopefully it'll all kind of counteract each other.
Yeah, that's tough. That's interesting. Yeah. Like, because vlogs, like what I find, the most genuine moments are never recorded. And then once you turn the camera on, it's like, okay, it's not funny.
You gotta act to.
It's almost like you have to always have it going to catch those little gems.
For sure.
Like weird stuff, right?
For sure. Yeah, we're going to Europe in on the 29th, and so one of the things I'm telling both Jason and Brad is that camera better be on at all times.
You're just gonna be strapped up at the mic the whole time.
Yeah. if I do something and you didn't film it, we're gonna have a problem,
dude. Oh, isn't that the worst? I've had that happen a couple times, or like the headphones were plugged into the receiver, but the receiver wasn't planted. Oh,
dude, brutal. Oh, absolutely brutal.
Just thinking about, because if you have a slight lack of confidence in your camera guy not catching it or getting the angle, every time you go to film, you're like thinking about that in the back of your head.
Jace, when I first hired him almost 2 years ago now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
His filming was terrible.
Yeah?
Yeah. First few videos he shot, I'm like, damn, I don't know if this is going to work. This is just not going to work. But he practiced and studied, and shit's great now.
Dude.
But in the beginning days, I was like stressed out of my mind because I'm like, this is...
It's tough, too.
When it's your whole job, too.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, I just need this to be perfect. So much respect for them.
Well, that's a good thing, too, because I remember I asked you, like, but I guess I'll ask you again for the sake of content. What are the best qualities for a camera guy? Because most people think it's probably shooting camera, but it's actually not. It's the opposite. What do you think it is?
I think it's an innate work ethic that they need to have just deep down, and on top of that, they need to be okay with not being the center of attention. Like, if you want to be the center of attention, you're not going to be a good filmer. For what we do, right? If you're constantly wanting to be on camera, you have to put that side of you aside and say, like, okay, my job is to make somebody else the center of attention, and to also have like a really good instinct on like facial recognition, like when should I zoom in on a reaction, when should I hold out, and also being able to read us.
Yeah, like knowing, okay, like blue shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you see somebody, they already know you're going there.
Right.
And they adjust the camera. But since you have a monopod a lot of the time, you have to do it like, you've probably had clips where like you go and talk to somebody, but like somebody stands in the way. But
it's like...
But you have to like slowly move the monopod.
Yeah. But also just like, I don't know, Jason and Brad just know, they know my actions. They know what I'm going to do next. Like if I'm going to do something sporadic, they just like always tend to know. Like if I'm going to go like, then they like somehow always have zoomed out so they know that I'm going to do it. So like, just like you really have to get to know somebody. Yeah,
first time we shot, we were at West Virginia. I remember we started walking around, we weren't even filming it, and you just started barking at people, like moaning. And then I was new, so you're like I was like, you're like, yeah, before we start filming, we just gotta loosen up a bit. And I was like, oh, that's what you're doing. You're like moaning at people.
Yeah. You just gotta practice the craft, you know.
Dude, you brought up a good point though, because I had a couple buddies that used to film for me, and the same thing. Like, if like they wanted to get in front of the camera, you know, and it just doesn't work if you like. It can't, because then they start talking from behind the camera too, especially for interviews, bro. That's what I found, nighttime interviews. But I remember you said to me the best thing about your camera guy is he's a hype man.
Yeah,
because that's what I think it is. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, every guy that I've brought to film for me, they're all fucking really funny.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just excited, and because like Luke is hilarious. So like I know when I'm filming that I'm making him laugh.
Yeah.
So it makes me funny.
For sure. 100%. And also, like, you need that because, like, you can get down on the day.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just there to be like, bro, shit's funny. Just keep doing it.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause if you have a camera guy that's in a bad mood, it throws you
Oh,
off.
it's terrible.
They're walking around slow.
Been there, done that, had that. Never again.
So, you had the origin story when you were a kid. You actually did pranks. Nobody, well, I don't know that much about a lot of other YouTubers, but like, I think we all watched like Jackass when we were kids. But you showed me a video when you were like 13 or something, and you and your buddies driving around with like the speaker.
Microphone. Yeah.
So you were sitting in your office chair, 24, 25, and you probably, you liked your job, Yelp, but you probably, you were kicking yourself like, man, I wish I just did this creative comedy thing. Is that like, what was that like sitting in a job where you're just like, oh, I want to do something else?
Sucks. Because in a sense you feel trapped because comfortability will keep you in place. You know, that comfort of knowing like, okay, what I'm doing works, makes money, and that's what you're told. You know, growing up, it's like, okay, go to school, get a job, make money, be comfortable, don't take risks, yada yada. But
Especially when your parents were teaching.
Yeah, for real. Deep down, you're like, okay, I got to make some sort of move. You know.
Yeah.
So you just like juggle with yourself a lot.
Yeah, so that's crazy though, because most people, they have a lot of insecurity about like once they're doing one thing, they can't switch to another. You know, like the pivot. Because what if it didn't work out? You'd be like, oh, I have to go back, and you know. And a lot of people too, like I know a lot of people that are in their 30s and they're just afraid to go back to school. Like they really want to do like accounting or engineering or something, but they went for like philosophy or, but they're like, I'm too old, I'm too set in this, and you know, it was probably scary. Like did you ever like think about it and then you're like, nah, I can't do it?
For sure, all the time. It was like, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
But then again, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, if it doesn't work, you just gotta go back to what you were doing. You know.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, like, not that it's necessary, but I do have, you know, an education and a higher education. So, I mean, the fallback is always there.
It's a decent fallback.
That's a decent fallback.
Dude, it'd be a cool origin story if like 30 years from now you became like a professor next year. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Teach like film or some bullshit class?
No. I've heard too many horror stories from my dad. And
Yeah?
he's a college professor. He's like, yeah, students just complain, and I understand that. You know, in school, there's always kids that are complaining about everything, and I just...
Or one of my old professors, favorite professor ever, if you're 1 minute late, you can't get into class.
Yeah.
You know, phone out, stops the class, silent, stares at you, just harasses you in front of everybody, right away. Same with the laptop. Yeah. He did that one time, though. One time too many.
Yeah.
And some girl started crying, went to the dean. She's like, you know, as a student, I need to use my laptop. And then this guy, he'd been in marketing for like 30 years. So he was like a very experienced guy. He took the job because he retired. A month in, he's like, I'm so bored. And so he became a teacher. But it was like, you know, my way or the highway kind of thing. So they're like, yeah, you can't do this. Like, the students are allowed to use their phones and laptops in the class. And he's like, all right, I'm going to a different school. Walked away. But I guess what I'm getting at is I don't know what's going to happen with like the education system or even like free speech we were talking about before. Like it's on a very slippery slope right now. You know, like do you think pranks are even going to be allowed in a couple of years?
Could not tell you. could not tell you.
Yeah.
I think there's so many unknowns that, and you know, as like time progresses, I'm just like, damn, life is getting crazier and crazier, and we just need to adapt. That's it. You adapt, or you just fizzle out.
Before we wrap, acting, movies, writing, some kind of creative. Because I know right now you're on like the real estate kick, but you know, to satisfy your creativity, like if you didn't have to worry about money at all, what would you do?
I didn't have to worry about money at all. I would probably open up. I've been talking to Megan a lot about like opening up a brewery or a coffee shop and calling it the Scout.
Okay.
Like making Scout kind of like the, you know.
Everybody has to dress like a dog.
Yeah, exactly. You got to bark to get in.
Do they have indoor places where you can bring your dog and drink coffee?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arizona's
a very dog-friendly place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, brewery would be sick. I mean, everybody loves a good brewery.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Dog-friendly brewery that just opens up your horizons like crazy.
Would you act, do voice work, anything like that?
There's no passion in voice acting for me.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for money, I can't see myself.
Well, let's say, you got paid, obviously, to do it.
Yeah.
But anything like creative? Because that's the reason you did YouTube in the first place, right? You had like that itch.
For sure.
But you've been scratching it hard, bro. Like every week for 5 years?
Yeah. I think if money wasn't a thing, I didn't need to make any more or whatever, I would just vlog.
Yeah.
Just good vlogs and not care about, the viewership, whatever. Like if I vlogged and it got 5K views, I'd be like, sick. But right now, if I vlog and you get 5K views, it's not paying the bills.
Dude, anxiety.
So, yeah.
So that's crazy. You never really got anxiety doing videos. Because sometimes I get it. I don't know, like if I go a long time without. Well, you do it every week.
Yeah.
You've been doing it every week for like 5 years. I'll go like months without, and then I'll just rapid fire 20 in like 2 weeks.
At times I'm jealous of that method, dude, so.
What's that?
I said at times I'm jealous of your method.
Yeah. Well, it's not really sustainable, but.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working on it. Now that I'm trying to get the Facebook in there too.
Mm.
But it's tough, dude, especially because like fans don't really understand to an extent that there is a business going on behind the scenes too. Like they think like, well, we want this kind of content, but it's like, I know you guys want that, but I need to do what makes money so I can make you the content that you want.
Right.
But I guess the only thing that I don't like, well, there's a lot of things I don't like about social media, but like people are always kind of paying attention to what you're doing, and if you aren't giving them what they want or like their expectations of you, they think something's wrong. They think like, why is, he's not getting views like he used to. You read stuff like that.
Yeah. You can't please everybody.
No.
So I mean, especially when it comes to comments, I don't even pay attention.
Oh, dude.
Like, for example, every week I'll post my video, and then the following day I'll post it on my community page. Like, why wouldn't I? But then there's the people who comment every single time, and they're like, oh, he's only doing that because he got no views on that video. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, this is my job to get views. Like, why wouldn't I do the things that I need to do to get views? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's weird.
People just don't understand.
Do you think you're introverted or extroverted?
I'm a selective introvert,
Okay.
There are times where I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just
Yeah.
want to be in my own little world. But if I'm put into a social situation, I have no problem, flourishing.
Yeah.
But I do get sick of people really quickly.
Mm.
Like if I'm in a large group and I'm just like, damn, just not having it, it's really easy for me to be like, all right, I'm just gonna go.
How important was it for you to like have people that do what you do? Because I imagine before like you met Dawes, there was nobody else that kind of had like, not messing with people, but like the whole prank thing. Mm-hmm. Or did that help you? Because
to like have a network of people doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can have conversations like this and kind of talk and relate about things that like most people can't understand per se.
Because when you have a 9 to 5, you finish work, you go home.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it for 3 days. Like the weekend, like my buddy's an electrician. Friday at 5, he just blacks out for 3 days. Like not drinking, but he doesn't think about work at all.
Yeah.
And then Monday he goes back, but when it's your thing, it's like it's all you think about.
I'm kind of surprised he doesn't think about it for three nights because everything he does is like reminding him of work. You turn on anything and it's just like work, work.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's also nice that he can fix anything.
There you have it, guys. First collab. About time, 4 years later. You ever end up finishing that video with the?
Yeah, sort of. We got more rejections than I typically would in any.
Yeah, I've noticed that this week. Just
Bro.
with me too, man. What is it?
And it's funny. Rhino, Level of Serve, texted me as I was getting rejected a ton and was like, "What did he say?" He said something hella funny, actually.
So he's doing pranks too?
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he texts me and he goes, doing a pickup video right now, no luck so far, not sure what it is, one of my worst performances, not sure if it's the heat or something because I swear to God I'm cute. And so I voice messaged him. I'm like, bro, I'm getting wrecked, dude. He goes, okay, I feel better.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting wrecked. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I mean, also like people spotting the camera too. Like, is this for a video?
Yeah. We didn't have that problem, luckily, but yeah. And it's for the brand deal too, so I'm like, I really need to get this done.
You know what the worst is too, like, and then when it's really bad, and then you have to like, like, the reason I was so crazy there is and then they're even more uncomfortable sometimes, and you're like, oh,
You're like, damn it,
get out of here.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, guys, there you have it. First and only podcast I'm going to do on this channel, but special occasion. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll do more.
Say that now to the next podcast.
Yeah, this is the new like channel for cranks. Because dude, I wasn't gonna keep growing the other one. CPM was bad, dude. I uploaded every week for 5 months. Sub count moved like 2,000 subs.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Crazy. I don't know what I did to that channel, but full responsibility. I messed it up somehow. This new one though.
You're talking about Jack Denmo.
Yeah.
Got it.
Dude, yeah. The
Okay,
other
is where this one's going.
Dude, yeah. I bet I can get the Denmo faster to $1 million with like. Compared to the other channel at 850. And you know what? Actually, unless I do shorts. I bet if I spam shorts, I think Ross did that. Like Ross Creations. Mm-hmm. He abandoned the channel and then started spamming shorts, and then he got it like 1 million something subs. So,
there you have it.
Steven Schapiro, Megan Steve, Fake Pranks TV,
Scout the Lab.
Scout the Lab.
Daily Dropout.
Daily Dropout, and Designer Sucks.
Yeah, list goes on and on and on.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. He said the word. That's fun, dude.